So we have two different Night Lords to look at in this last look, from two different clients, two different commissions. It's kind of funny they were back to back in the list, because that doesn't happen often with two Chaos characters back to back. Let's look at this one first. So the client wanted to go with a concept he came up with of a Loyalist Night Lord. Okay, so we removed a lot of the Imperial iconography first, and then added some Night Lord elements using Torgaradin. So let's take a look. We'll zoom it in real quick. We started by adding a Night Lord's wings on the shin guard here, and then added some cloth to the stomach and a flesh apron over the crotch, which sounds weird. A little bit of a skull and hair there, just to go with some Night Lord's theme, right? This glaive made from some chaos bits and an intercessor arm. He wanted it wrapped up a little bit, and some fur added on the shoulder. The shoulder is from Conrad Kurze from Forge World. Some skulls hanging over the back there on a chain. The Torgaradon model was not changed too much. The exhausts on the back were swapped out for some more chaosy themed ones. This guy's supposed to be Loyalist, but he's looking kind of chaosy. Don't blame me. This was the plan given to me by the client. So we have cloth. He wanted 3 layers. He wanted the regular cape with some skin patches over it, some flesh, and then fur over the shoulder, just like that. The head is from Sevatar from Forge World. We swapped out the turning shield for a blank one, and then we added some claws from a wolf, space wolf character. I'm sure I don't know bits, to be honest. That's why I tell clients, send me your stuff, because I don't know what is out there on the market. So I'm guessing these are from Space Wolves. The knuckles were removed and then hollowed out so that we could set these inside the fist before they were glued. It's much stronger. And we have a trophy rack on the side, or on the top, excuse me. And then this is kept separate. The glaive here is kept separate so that it doesn't break in transit. So that turned out fairly well. He chose all of his parts and designed this very meticulously. He knew exactly what he wanted. And that is always helpful. It also keeps the cost of commissions down. So if you ever submit things for commission, having parts already prepared and ready to go and use is very helpful. Now for Kurze, for the repos. The client wanted less dynamic and less flesh, more creepy, more fur. That was kind of the goal. So taking that concept, I wanted to start by making him a little bit taller and a little bit lankier, just so that he's kind of creepy like that. So the stomach was all cut out. The joints were all altered to make him taller in all aspects, especially the stomach, to make him really gangly and kind of a little bit more weird and imposing, right? So all of this is, the gut is milliput, and then armor plates sculpted over it. Had to make the hip plates longer as well, taller. They usually end right here. We had to build them up a little bit more. You can see kind of right there. And then we had a sheet of pelt, and then some fur, some skulls hanging over the fur, and then more skin over the top, so that he's got lots of layers there. Let's zoom that in. There you go. You can see a little better. And then over the cape, instead of it just being left as flesh, we did fur. So we did lots of kind of matted, dirty fur. And for the base, we reposed him and then gap filled with rocks and filled in with sand and debris, because the new pose was much different than the original dynamic pose. And the most interesting part was definitely the helmet. The helmet was from a Lionel Johnson from The Lion. We took the lion helm. There's a little bit better focus for you. Took the lion helm and then shaved down the wings and sculpted a skull face. And I wanted it to look like a vampire bat. So I went for kind of a monster bat theme, right? I think it turned out pretty creepy. It actually kind of looks like the demon rabbit off of Donnie Darko. So there is Kurze. I think it turned out pretty well. I think he looks lanky and creepy and just how we wanted. So thank you to the clients for the business. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much to the patrons who make this possible as well. And if you would like to learn to make things like this, join us at patreon.com/lastlightcreative, where we have tutorials for doing armor plates, for doing fur, for doing joint reposing, and all of that other method. So if you'd like to learn to do that, join us. And thanks so much.